Welcome. My name is Bradley Charbonneau. Welcome, Toastmasters and guests. My speech tonight is about how to write a book together with your kids and why you should. Over the past 4 years, I've done research into this, and I've come up with 43 elements that it takes to make a successful book project together with your kids. Now, the interesting fact was that 42 of these 43 elements are optional, and one is mandatory. And this one element, if you can achieve this one element, you don't even need the rest of the 42. 4 years ago, on March 3rd, 2014, I sat together in my plush red chair in my San Francisco living room and wrote a story together with my young 8-year-old boy. We had just read a children's book, and he said, as he looked at me and said, "Well, that wasn't very good." And I looked at him and I said, "We could do better." He gave me a challenging look as if, "Do you mean this? Are we really going to do this?" 27 days later, we had written, edited, and published a children's book, 38 pages long, that will win no awards in the literary world of books. But we finished the project. We started, and we persevered, and we finished the project. Parents come to me on a regular basis and ask me not if the dog found the ball in the story, not what happened when the kids went down in the little cave in the San Francisco story from the book. They don't even read the book. No one cares about the book we wrote. All the parents care about is how I got my 8-year-old boy to sit still for 27 days and work on a creative project together with a parent. That's all they want to know. How did you do it? I had one guy come up to me at a cocktail party and said, "You know, that thing with your kids and all that, if you ever have a weekend workshop, I will pay you whatever you want. If you just tell me the secret element of creating something, co-creating together with your kids. How'd you do it?" So for the past 4 years, I've done the research, and I've come up with 43 elements for a successful children's project. Now, we only have 3.5 minutes left here, so it's going to be a quick list. But I'll just go through and pick a few and show you which of the elements you might think are really important. Like your child. You. Optional. Passion, idea, deadline, schedule. None of it matters. Now, chips, on the other hand, potato chips, tortilla chips, preferably tortilla chips. This gets to the close region of necessary, but still doesn't quite make the cut. You'll see there are many chip-related items on the list. We have snacks, salsa, there's a bean dip somewhere, 31, top item there. Still doesn't quite make the list. In fact, there is somewhere are breaks. Now, when you're working with children, breaks are extremely important. Now, if you know the Pomodoro timer, which I'm pretty sure is on the list somewhere, Pomodoro technique is to work 25 minutes and take a 5-minute break. Work 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break. Excellent procedural process for a successful endeavor. We massaged the numbers a little bit, and we sort of had 25 minutes of play and 5 minutes of work. So, but for your efficiency and for your outcome, whatever works. And in fact, I should have 44. It should just say whatever works, because that's what's really going to get it going. But still, I know you're looking at number 6 here, the ACOS score of less than 70. That I will only divulge as we are downstairs with a beer. And Jeroen would appreciate this financial endeavor on that one. Patience is good. Computers help. Pen and paper. You'd think pen and paper were writing a book. That's got to be good. But if you will just pull your imagination, just step aside from your reality and think about what you may or may not have as your preconceived ideas on what you would need to complete a project together with your kids. And go with me, roll with me, believe me for just a minute. It's number 17. That's all we need. It seems so simple, yet it's not necessarily easy. It's love. It's unconditional, altruistic, deep-seated love that only you have with that child. And by the way, when I say child, it doesn't necessarily mean family member. This might be a niece, it might be a neighbor, it might be the kid from the parent across the street. It's an adult working together with a child, doing a project together, co-creating. So where one element of your creativity and their element of their imagination can come together and overlap, where you are adding this little seed of love to sprout what will become the creative project in the end. Now, just whereas yellow and green separately are their own individual colors, when you overlap them, it gets blue. Or you have hydrogen and oxygen, but when you put them together, you get water. So separately, they are different elements than when you put them together. And this is exactly what's happening when you're co-creating with a child, co-creating on a project, because then what you get is you get your imagination and their creativity, and you overlap these elements. You get your ideas and their opinions. You get their pushback and your push forward. And this together, what overlaps, this Venn diagram of overlap, is so important and so amazing and so hard to believe, and doesn't happen until you actually do this yourselves and see the process. But what we get, what the answer to all of this is the topic of next week's speech. Thank you so much.